Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome again to Sound Goblin Gaming. Saturday streams, here in our little hiatus break. I am, as always, your host, the Krampus.
And I'm Vincent.
Shiv actually has some other stuff, real-world business that he's taken care of, so he will not be joining us today. But today is going to be a bit of a shorter stream. We only have one game for you, and it's a demo of a game. The real game has not actually come out yet. But I've been excited to show this one off for about a week and a half now, and we finally get the chance to play it. We are going to be playing through the demo of a game called Inscryption. With that, hit the button. Daniel Mullins Games is the creator of this.
I'm going to assume that Daniel Mullen is a major influence on this game.
Considering he's the guy who made Pony Island, The Hex, and this game, yes, I assume he's a major influence. So, this is starting with a clear save data. You don't see that beginning, play button otherwise. But I went and I deleted all of my save data from here. So we're starting off fresh. But if you'll notice, we can't really start a new game. We can only continue. So, let's do that.
Technically, we can go into settings and such, but
Technically, we can go into settings and such.
I assume those are legitimate settings and such.
Yes, those are legitimate settings. Oh.
Oh, look, eyes.
Yes, this is... We don't get a name for him. I'm just calling him the games master for now.
I was going to call him Eyes with face, but okay.
You can call him Eyes. He's fine. Like I said, we don't get a name for this guy.
Alternatively, Skinless Face Man.
Possibly. We don't get a face for this guy either, so, you know. Perhaps you've forgotten.
Right, faceless face.
Allow me to remind you. So, the core of this game is a card game / roguelike that you are playing against the games master here. Faceless Eyes Man. So we're going to play through the tutorial here. First, play a squirrel card. Now, as he's saying here, bigger monsters, or bigger animals, cost more blood, and you get 1 blood per sacrifice. So long as you can fulfill the requirements, there is no limit on the amount of cards you can play in a turn. So we played the squirrel, and then immediately upgraded to the stoat. As he's saying there, wolves require 2 sacrifices. We don't have enough sacrifices to summon the wolf. Ring the bell to end your turn, and commence combat. Number on the bottom left is attack power. Number on the bottom right is life. Creatures don't regenerate. So if they take damage, they just have taken damage.
Got it.
When we do damage, we don't, take from life points or anything. We add that damage to the scale here. Like he says here, you win if you tip the scale all the way down on his side. Similarly, we lose if the scale is ever tipped our way. From a neutral position, it takes 5 tokens to tip it completely to one side or the other. Oh no, a coyote. Coyote has done 2 damage to our stoat. So, now we have a choice. There are 2 decks that we have access to at any point in time when we're drawing. We have our deck of, deck builder roguelike cards that we've collected so far, which we only have 1 left of in this match. Or
Yeah.
there is always a deck of squirrels to draw from. Now, there's a limited number of squirrels in the squirrel deck, but if you need a guaranteed, zero-cost thing onto the field so you can start sacrificing, you can grab the squirrel. It's a very interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
For the moment, we are going to take a squirrel. How dull. But if we put squirrel down, now we can sacrifice squirrel and stoat. Oh, that was weird. And yeah, like he's saying here, if your beasts are sacrificed, they're not removed from your deck. They're just discarded for this particular game. Its suffering was real. Suffering is very important. So yeah, now we have a wolf out. Ring the bell. Wolf kills coyote. So the only other card in our deck, the only non-squirrel cards we have in our deck are Wolf, River Snapper, and Stoat. The River Snapper is a 1/6. It's a big old beefy tank. Whereas Wolves are your big beaters, at least in the early game. And he's going to pass again. Squirrel. We're just going to do the damage to him.
Yep.
Now, that bowl that just came out collected all of the overflow damage that we did. So we only needed one more to tip the scale fully. So 2 went into his overflow cup here. Overflow is important. But it won't be important until much later in this demo. Like he's saying, he just passed on all those turns. Future stuff is not going to be that easy.
Demo is demo. Or rather,
well, even
tutorial is tutorial.
Yeah. Tutorial is tutorial, but future fights in here are not going to be that easy.
Yeah.
So this is the map, and this is where the rogue function / deck builder function comes into play. This is our little character down here at the bottom. We can click on things to go to the next step on the track. Whenever we get to one of these card spots, we are shown 2 different cards, and we can choose one of them to add to our deck. So this time we are being shown the Adder and the Cat. So you can right-click on a card to see what the effect of the card is. So the Adder here, if it does damage to a creature, no matter what health that creature has, the Adder will kill that creature. The Cat, meanwhile, the Cat doesn't die when you sacrifice it to bring out a monster. So it's just a perpetual squirrel on the field.
Unless something attacks it.
Well, yeah, if something attacks it, it's dead, but provided nothing attacks it, and you do have options to, maneuver where things get attacked in this game.
Yeah.
So, for my trial playthrough of this, I chose the Adder. I think I'm actually going to try the Cat this time. See how having a perpetual sacrifice works. Alright, now we come to our next type of icon, which is a pack. In this abandoned sack, we find a squirrel in a bottle. And in fact, a second squirrel in a bottle. And a pair of pliers. We can only carry a maximum of 3 special items. There's a bunch of different types of items in this game. Yeah, if we either hit W or we mouse wheel up, we can see our cards that are in the collection here.
Mm-hmm.
And if we mouse down, it doesn't do anything right now, but later on we can do stuff with the map on the bottom section here. So, let's go into our first real fight. Sometimes there will be barricades up, like these stumps and this boulder. These don't have any attack, they just have health. So we have to break through these before these 2 lanes can hit the game's master. Similarly, anything that's coming up on the second column here will have to break the boulder before it can hit us.
Though, conversely, you could also just play a squirrel behind it. Or not squirrel, a cat behind it.
Our cards are talking to us. So, get... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I mean, it's this designer, I expect stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. So, we get to see the opponent's moves ahead of time, so we know what he's going to do on his turn before he actually does it. On his turn, he's going to play this wolf cub into this position. Wolf cubs, specifically, will grow into a more powerful form after 1 turn on the board. In this case, this will grow from a wolf cub into an actual wolf. Yes, I'm aware my items may help. But for the moment...
Items, you say?
The items we have over here. The pliers and the 2 squirrels in a bottle. That being said... Let's get the cat out. Actually thinking on that. That was not a strategic play. I made an oops. Oh well. Oh, I'll start carving through that stump. A bat. Actually want... Because I know everything else in my deck is a 2 sacrifice. I just want a squirrel. And we're going to ride this turn out. So notably, the bat. The bat is airborne, so he's actually not going to attack the cat. He's just going to attack my hit points directly. And there's not a hell of a lot I can do about that. Yeah, airborne bat flies over creatures to attack directly. Yes, your bat.
Couldn't you just put the cat?
Oh,
couldn't you just put the cat behind the stump?
I could have, yes. That's why I was saying that I had made a tactical error with.
Ah, yes. Yeah.
So. Sacrifice squirrel, sacrifice the cat. That here. Get another squirrel. Put a squirrel out. River snapper. Sacrifice squirrel. Sacrifice cat. Wolf back in our hands.
Just ring the bell.
Yep. Yeah, Yeah, this is an attrition game at this point, but it's an attrition game we're going to win.
Yeah.
Because now the scales are even, and we're just doing 5 damage. Alright, we didn't have to use any of our items for that one. Alright, so we come up to another...
Any battle where you... Another thing. Yeah, any battle where you can walk away without actually having to use any resources is a good battle.
Yep. Alright, so now we have a choice. We can get our own wolf cub if we want, or we can get a flying unit.
What was the ability on the wolf cub again?
The wolf cub is fledgling. One turn after the wolf cub is played, it will evolve into a stronger form. In this case, it will evolve into an actual wolf.
So it'll become a 3-2 instead of the 1-1 it starts as.
Yes.
So long as your opponent doesn't kill it, basically.
Yeah, so long as the opponent doesn't kill it. But if you put it behind, like, say, a boulder or a bramble or, other terrain feature, it's practically guaranteed to be able to evolve. On the other hand, we could get our first flying unit here.
It is only a 1-power flyer, but...
Yeah, but it's a 1-power flyer that just flies over everything. Now, something to note. We didn't see it because the cat doesn't have attack power, but flying creatures can be hit by non-flying creatures. Their attack goes over creatures, but they're not immune to damage from regular creatures. So if the cat had 1 attack power, it could have killed that bat last turn.
Yeah.
Solved a lot of our headaches. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the wolf cub this time. Because again, I took the sparrow last time. And I'll be honest, sparrow didn't really work out with the deck that I ended up building. So I want to see how the wolf cub does this time.
Sparrow seems like it would be good if there's stuff that can enhance attack.
Actual attack enhancements are rare in this game, at least from the demo. Now we've come across some strange stones. Oh. We must choose a worthy sacrifice.
Deck thinning!
So, we will choose one of these cards. One of these cards will die. We will lose it from our deck forever. We can choose either the wolf cub or the cat.
I'd probably go with the cub, honestly.
Well, here's the thing. Choose the wolf cub. Now we choose a creature that we put that trait onto. So whatever card we pick now is going to... wrong button. Yeah, whatever card we pick now is going to get the fledgling trait and turn into something more powerful 1 turn after we put it out.
That one thing really wants you to do it.
Yes, the stoat really wants to be picked. The thing is, I have no idea what bigger wolf looks like, or bigger stoat, or bigger river snapper. If we choose the cat, it's a waste, because it will replace the trait that's currently on the cat.
Yeah.
So we ideally want to put it onto something that's that doesn't have a trait of its own. I think we are going to pick the stoat. Just because
that's nicely.
Well, that's nicely, and it's got 3 health, so it stands a better chance of surviving for a turn.
Yeah.
To turn into whatever form it's going to.
Yeah, just on its own. Considering the wolves are a 3 power, but they take 2 sacrifices, so if you get this down early.
Yeah. We always start with a squirrel in our hand, so we'll always have a sacrifice to get the stoat out. Okay. There's that. And this.
And some bottom against God.
And this is a totem fight. So in this case, you have the totem top and the totem bottom. The totem top determines what type of cards get the benefit. The bottom type determines what benefit is given. So in this case, we have a canine totem and an airborne sigil. So all canine cards are now flying. Alright, so let's take a look and see what he's doing. Next turn, he's playing a bat and a coyote. So keeping in mind that they will move in and bypass anything that's in front of them.
Means you might as well put things in their lane to hit them. Like the stoat.
Yep. So we put squirrel down as sacrifice. You play stoat. Stoat is sacrifice. We could.
You can do.
We could make a power play here, actually.
Huh. I would sacrifice the squirrel in order to get both the squirrels in order to get another creature down. You may also want to just save it for next turn.
That is not a bad call. I think we're just going to go with this turn.
Yeah.
And we are going to take 4 damage from this.
Yep. Bring us to 3 effectively.
Oh,
and
okay.
He just a 2/5.
He just gets a stat boost. He doesn't turn into like big stoat or something.
Yeah.
Let's go with a card from an actual deck. Actually.
Oh, he's called Elder Stoat now.
Yeah, so he's the Elder Stoat now, but he just looks the same. I don't know specifically if that's because Stoat is the only one that's been talking to us, and if like these guys get actual different card art, or if they just get Elder attached to their name and a stat boost.
Let's see. If you leave it as is, you're going to kill that thing, then take 2 damage. You're currently down 3, so you should lose. So you kind of need something to attack in.
Yeah, have a plan.
In that bat lane.
I have a plan. So we're going to take 1 squirrel. We're going to use the other squirrel. A squirrel. A squirrel.
Then play either really in that lane.
Yep.
Yep.
And our attack is going to kill both of them.
Yep.
Oh, and then a wolf cub coming out next turn.
Yep. You're in a pretty comfortable position considering. So you might as well draw from your deck. Yeah. Oh, the cat.
Yep.
And then you're going to move it to 5, so you don't have to care as much.
Yeah, we're moving it 5 this turn alone.
Yeah. And you'll just win by ringing the bell at this point.
Yeah. And yeah, just ring the bell. Don't need to spend anything else. And we get 1 overflow for that. Impressive. You may yet survive this ordeal. It's knocking on glass, not knocking on wood, but you get the idea.
Yep.
Alright, another card to add to our collection. We get a choice of 3 this time. Another cat. Another river snapper. Or the porcupine. So the porcupine
does damage whenever it's attacked?
Yes. Anything that attacks it is dealt 1 damage. Now, I'm going to be honest. I have never taken something that has a mushroom here, but I believe that the mushroom just indicates that that creature is already in your deck. Not 100% sure on that one, though.
That would be my guess. Probably say the porcupine is the best of the 3, oddly enough.
Yeah, it's another 1-cost creature.
Yeah,
It's easier to
that
get
actually
out.
has attack.
And it's a
Yeah.
good, like, defensive wall that we can put up, so we're gonna take the porcupine.
Yeah.
Alright, so we have another altar that we can go to, or the campfire. So, let me check my deck here.
If you had a one that have an ability, sacrificing the cat to enhance it would be good, but since you do, it's not really worth the altar, I don't think. Actually, that's not entirely true. You could do the porcupine on the river sapper, I guess.
Yeah, I could take porcupine doing the river snapper, but that still brings us... That still leaves us very sacrifice heavy.
Yeah, it does.
So I think what we're going to do instead is we're going to show off what happens when you go to the campfire. A small group of survivors. They're all starving.
Amazed. Survivors. So we get to cook one of the creatures for dinner.
No. Asterisk.
Okay.
So, any creature that we put into the fire will have its attack raised by 1. So we could make one of our wolves a 4/2, we could give the river snapper a 2/6, I mean, we could give the stoat more power. Here's the thing, though. I'm reasonably certain that you're rolling a dice every time you do this. And there's a certain chance that whoever you put in the fire gets lost because they eat him.
I would go with probably the one of the twos. Probably the river snapper, honestly.
Yeah.
Just gain it to 2 or yeah. You're not terribly sad if you lose it either.
Okay. We didn't lose the river snapper. I haven't ever actually lost something. I'm not sure if that's just flavor text, but the stoat repeatedly says, like, you know, later on, if you do this in subsequent runs, he repeatedly says, like, do not give me to the fire. And the stoat's advice is usually sound. Okay. So we have 3 health grand furs here, which block airborne creatures. Huh. That's weird. What's this weird mark over here? Oh well, not important right now.
Certainly not important.
Over here...
That's a grizzly.
Yeah, that's a grizzly bear. That is a powerful bear. So...
it will chew through whatever you put down there.
It will absolutely chew through whatever we put down there. I am thinking that our play here, at least to start with... Let's just squirrel into stoat over here.
Yeah, I think so. That way you have a counterbalance to the bear for a little while.
Yeah.
You can throw the porcupine in front of it afterwards, too.
Yes, I'm sure.
You want the bear?
We could also throw the porcupine in here as a sacrifice by using our bottle squirrel. And that would take a point of damage off the bear, at least.
If you wait a turn, because I think there's no way you're not going to get hit by the bear anyways, you can do 2 damage to the bear because the porcupine will attack it. One actual issue you kind of have is just a lack of space.
Yeah. Well, let's end this turn.
And there's another bear.
Stoat has evolved.
You draw a squirrel, you can play the porcupine. That doesn't solve your problems, really.
I think that's the play, though, to survive this. At least for a turn.
Yeah. Yes.
Squirrel here. Porcupine.
If you grab the squirrel, you can play the wolf, which is not going to kill a grizzly, so you're going to have wait, no, because you have to sacrifice an arrow. You could probably just draw. Let's see, you've taken 4 already?
So our total stands at -1.
Alright, so if you take 4...
If we take 4 more damage, we're going to die.
So I think you have to draw from deck and use the squirrel in the bottle, because you can't play 2 squirrels.
Well, that's the thing. We can't get out enough sacrifices to do the wolf without killing the Elder Stoat. Because we can only put... The squirrels have to be on the field to be used as sacrifices. So we only have one space that we can put a squirrel in. So I was hoping to deck into the cat, but oh well. So we're going to lose this one.
Yeah. I don't think there was a way of not losing that one unless we got, like, the cat really early.
So I will let you in on a secret. That fight is literally unwinnable. If you somehow... Because, like, you can get the adder and have the instant death thing in play. And there is a way to beat that fight technically, but if you kill both of the grizzly bears and the sparrow, he just fills the entire field with grizzly bears. And his to-be-played field with grizzly bears. You are not meant to win that fight.
Also, hey, Borden.
Hey, Borden. This is Inscryption. More specifically, it's the demo for Inscryption. And now we have the ability to get up from the table. So to fetch him the candlestick from the barrel inside the door. Oh, spooky ant. So we have a safe here. We have a big armoire. So this is one of the things that drew me to this. This isn't just a card game. It's a card game / escape the room puzzle. Now, we can't really do anything with the stuff in here right now. So we're just going to play ball for the moment and do what he says. Yeah, so that is your forced tutorial on how the lives work. So anytime the map is unfurled, we can get up from the table, by the way. we don't have to wait for specific points to get up from the table. Just anytime the map's unfurled. So we are down to 1 life right now, because there's only 1 flame left on the candle. If we lose both candles, our run is over. However, something interesting does happen if we die. So in the event that I don't succeed on this run, we will see some interesting stuff that happens when you lose. Anyway, we have a choice. We're coming up to the boss area here. Yes, we had 2 lives, and then they made us lose 1. In a normal game, you will have both of those to work with. There. So we have a choice of either the campfire to raise something to 1 HP. Oh, sorry.
1 attack. Yeah. I was going to say, yeah, the campfire basically raises something's attack by 1, possibly destroys it, possibly not, we're not sure.
Yeah, this game has a lot of mystery involved with it. Or we can go and get an item. It wouldn't really be worth it to do the item, I think, because we already have 2 items. If I'd been more... I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. If I'd used my items more, it might be worth it to go and get some fresh new items. But I think the way to go here is just to go for a power upgrade. And either way, we get a new friend.
That's true.
Oh yeah, the sound design in this game is amazing, Jeremy. There's the bullfrog. The bullfrog gets in the way of flyers. The raven, which is a beefy flyer. Or the majestic elk.
Which makes a right turn.
So technically speaking, this works differently depending on whether we use the card or whether the game master uses the card. If the game master uses the card, it will always try and move down, and if it can't move down, or it'll move down and to the right. But if it can't move down, it'll just move to the right. When we use it, it just moves to the right.
So basically, it will avoid being able to be attacked.
Yes, but it also doesn't really work as a blocker, so, yeah. Something to keep in mind. Let's see. Last time I went with the bullfrog, but the bullfrog really never came out at a decent time. Might have been just draw luck. Got in the way of it.
Yeah. Both the raven and the elk seem decent anyways. Probably the raven a little bit more so, I would say. The elk barely has an extra hit point, and flying does seem to be useful, kind of.
Let's go with the raven. Now let's go to the campfire. And yeah, anytime this comes up, after the first time, Stoat is not in for getting put near the bonfire.
Also, our cards are talking to us.
Also, our cards are talking to us, yes.
Well, the Stoat is anyways.
Yeah, so far the only card that talks to us is the Stoat. Thinking on
probably
things.
One of the twos. Yeah, probably one of the twos, considering we're less bummed if we lose them.
Yeah. Beefy Wolf does sound like the right play, knowing what's coming up. I need something to beat something down very quickly. Alright, and now it's time for the boss. Hobbled figure stands in our path. Hee-haw!
What's the prospector say?
So yes, there are times when the games master will put on a mask and do various different things depending on what space you've landed on. Right now, we have a boss fight against the prospector. So the prospector is going to play Pack Mule, who also has the sprinter ability, and a coyote. Now, important to note, now the boss also has candles. So the boss has multiple lives. I know the gimmick of this fight, so I know what's coming up, but certain things happen when he loses one of his candle points.
Ah.
Okay. So the mule has 0 attack, so he's not a threat, but we do still want to kill him quick for reasons that we will soon see. But I think the play right now is to put the squirrel in and then sacrifice him to put the porcupine in, because that will kill the coyote.
That sounds like a thing.
Will be a noble sacrifice for the coyote. Okay, so the pack mule has a big old envelope underneath him. And I want that envelope. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw a squirrel. We're gonna use our bottle squirrel. River Snapper out so we can start wailing on the pack mule, and so the pack mule can't get down into our area. Yep, coyote. Oh, this ain't a great position to be in.
Probably draw from your deck.
But even if we draw from our deck, we're not going to get anything to...
No, but if we draw a squirrel, we're going to do nothing either. Deck is at least options.
Well,
the Raven can't kill a pack mule either.
The squirrel can act as a blocker here. The squirrel can physically block this space.
Ah, so keeping the pack mule from actually attacking us is something we want to do?
We specifically don't want the pack mule to get into our spaces.
Ah, okay. So yeah, then the squirrel's probably a good idea.
And since this thing doesn't have attack, the squirrel will live.
Yeah.
Now it's going to head back that way. It's going to take 1 damage from the...
2.
There's 2 damage from the River Snapper. But we need to do something about that coyote. So now I think we're safe in drawing from our regular deck.
Yeah.
Not great.
No.
Is this one of our...
I think...
That is our beefy wolf.
I think we just have to say go, because we don't really have another option. We can grab a squirrel next turn.
Yeah, and the pack mule's not going to move. So...
Yeah. And we're actually ahead, so taking the damage for the coyote is not a big deal.
Yeah. Now we do have that wolf to deal with, though. So we take a squirrel.
Kill, I guess, the wolf. Yeah, because the River Snapper will Or do we kill the pack mule?
I really want that pack mule dead. But if we don't kill the wolf now, we're not going to get...
We'll be ahead, so we won't die.
He's got another wolf coming out next turn. That's... Oh, that might get blocked by the pack mule. Okay. Oh, no. Wolf gets played first, so Wolf will be in this lane. Wolf will fight River Snapper, get killed by River Snapper.
Yeah. Oh, his Wolf is 4 damage, that's right.
Yeah, Wolf is 4 damage right now.
So if we kill the pack mule, we'll basically undo any progress he makes, practically. So it's more of a trade back and forth at that point.
I think our best bet here is to just let this happen. Just have the squirrel as a blocker. Let this come down and kill the wolf. Try and get, like, the stoat or something. Next draw. Cat works.
Cool. Does it? I mean, we can sacrifice it to the squirrel right now, or to put it in the same spot as the squirrel right now.
Same spot as the squirrel right now, but that doesn't... Yeah, that was kind of a heart of the cards moment that did not pan out for us.
No, because you needed a thing to sacrifice in order to get anything in our hand down. Or,
I think
you might as well. We have no items left.
we have 1 item left, but that's not going to help us in this scenario. Wait, how much damage are we getting done? It's 5. Yeah, even if we use that item, it's still going to be lethal.
Which item?
The pliers.
What will the pliers do?
Might as well show that off, because it's not going to matter if we live or die on this one. Yeah, we have pretty much screwed up this run, so might as well show this off. So using the pliers, you rip the teeth out of your head and add them to the damage track.
Lovely.
Yeah. We might as well do this. We're not gonna win this one.
Yeah, if we lose that.
Yep, out of the prospector. Didn't even get to see his gimmick. Oh well. This actually happened my first time playing through, too. I just did not get to second phase.
Hmm.
Yeah, we're not dead yet. This isn't purgatory. But before we lose the game, we do get to do one more interesting thing. So he's going to give us a blank card. So, we're going to go through and use some cards from our deck to build a custom card.
Huh.
So, this choice doesn't really matter because both these are 2 cost. We'll just choose 2 cost, one that isn't augmented. So,
yep.
Our new card is going to cost 2 blood. Let's use the River Snapper because we don't want a 0/1 2 cost. And now we get to take a sigil from a card.
I would go with the porcupine on that.
Yep.
Because it's a massive toughness on that thing.
Alright. Krampus. Of a portrait. And with that, we have lost our first game. Here we go again. Another challenger. But perhaps it's time to learn about a new game mechanic. Bones.
Bones.
So we get a new card added to our deck automatically. The Possum. The Possum does not cost blood. The Possum costs bones to play. Anytime a character on our side of the field perishes, for any reason, we get a bone token. And that's what we use to spend on things that have bones. So now for the tutorial fight, he's going to play a Rattler. So that thing is just going to kill our Stoat.
Yes.
However, we do have this squirrel in a bottle that we can use. Squirrel. Squirrel. No, it's not a jump scare when you die. It's a flash to a whole new game.
So we're going to play a Stoat and say go. And use the squirrel as a blocker, because the wolf will die if we play it.
Yep. We're going to do this, and we're going to do this. We have the squirrel as a backup. Creature, you've gained a bone. Yeah, so you don't carry bones in between games, but bone tokens are permanent.
Yeah.
So you can just build up a thing of bones. I have seen something cost 8 bones before. So...
that makes sense, considering it's an easier resource to have.
Yeah. Okay.
Really either. Because you can easily play the opossum.
Yep. I think we're going to start banking up squirrels.
Yep.
Okay. Possum. To continue. Okay.
Well, we can get the wolf into play if we take a squirrel, or we can see what the last card is. Either way, the Stoat's dying.
Well, the last card I know for a fact is Krampus.
Ah.
The card that we made has now been added to our deck. However, we have lethal. If we take a squirrel. If we take a squirrel, we summon a wolf, and then we have 1 from the possum, 1 from the Stoat, and 3 from the wolf.
Yeah.
Squirrel, squirrel. Sacrifice, sacrifice. Summon the wolf. And 2 overflow.
Yeah, the 2 damage we did previously.
Yeah. More damage than you needed to win. But in his game, such feats are rewarded. The Trapper may be interested in those teeth that we've been getting from overflow damage. Oh. All right. Oh. Someone's banging on the door. So we want
well, we do the combination of the safe.
or something.
Ah.
And here's our figurine. Now, this, I have no fucking clue. This, I am presuming, is a puzzle for later. That we need to, like, affix cards here for. But I have...
something.
I have no clue where you would get the stuff for that. So let's just see it over the board. You can turn the dials on the clock here. Do stuff. And... well, hey now. Remember that symbol that we saw? Now the little things that were covering it are open. 2, 7, 3.
That sounds like a combination to a vault that has like 3 dials for some reason.
Why, it's a stink bug. Okay, so we've added the stink bug to our deck.
And there's a key.
There is a key, but it's not letting me interact with it.
Not letting you pick it up.
I believe that's a order of operations kind of thing. They want me to sit back down first and do... oh, it's because I'm already holding an item. I'm holding on to our figurine.
Oh. Yeah.
You can only hold on to one item at a time. Yeah, there's a figurine. But now I choose to get up off the table again. Mess with that key. Go over here. Alright, and we have some puzzles. Alright. So, the objective of this puzzle is to do lethal damage to the enemy, using the same rules as the tabletop stuff. So, here, we have 5 damage. Let me get... oh, that's very interesting. This is a different card. The stink bug is always in the safe. But this is a different card than I got during the last run.
Ah.
At least I think. Now here's a more complicated version of this puzzle. So... this one is not movable. We can move this one, like this 1, 2, that's frozen in place.
Ah.
So this blocks flying.
The best we can do in that column is 1 damage to him. Because that blocks flying. So that's only going to do 3. So we move those 2 down, we should be on the left side, we should be good. And just leave that there.
Could be something about the rules of that particular thing. Well. Looking for that symbol that's on the thing. The same one that was on the skink. There we go. Loose tail. When a card bearing the sigil will be struck, a tail is created in its place, and a card bearing the sigil moves to the right.
Ah. So... it is blocking the 3 as everything strikes in order. So that's... yeah.
There we go. Alright. Okay, I think I may have been mistaken. The skink just never showed up in my hand. So we got 2 cards from this one. We've got Worker Ant and Ant Queen. Yeah, on thinking about it, because this symbol is here, I'm reasonably certain that I was mistaken, and the skink is always in that drawer.
Yeah, that way that puzzle's actually doable.
So let's take a look at the new cards we got. Skink is a 1 sacrifice with the tail ability that we were talking about. Card bearing this will be struck, tail is created in its place.
Basically, it saves it from death and moves it over, and also keeps you from taking the damage.
Yeah. We now have a bullfrog in our deck instead of a second wolf. Stinkbug here has Stinky. Creature opposing a card bearing the sigil loses 1 power. Worker ants specifically have power equal to the number of ants that the owner has on their side of the table. And this spawns an ant in your hand when you play it. So by default, this is a 1/2. If you play a second ant, it becomes a 2/2. And if you play a third ant, it becomes a 3/2. So some powerful ant-based shenanigans you can get into with the worker ants if you draw well into them. You've got a bunch of cards and only 1 of each of them. But anyway, let's continue on with the second.
Yeah, that's generally how deck building games go.
So the coyote takes 4 bones.
Yeah,
it's a 2/1. Rattler takes 6 bones. And the cockroach takes 4 bones, but the special ability that it returns to your hand after it dies. Alright, so what are we thinking?
Kind of a good question. Cockroach has the problem of just not having enough power to do much. So it kind of leaves the other 2. Although you can kind of use it as a sacrifice now that I think about it, too.
Yeah, you can use it as a perpetual sacrifice as long as you have the 4 bones to pay for it.
Yeah.
Coyote's just kind of eh. Rattler's strong,
Yeah.
but isn't going to survive a hit from anything.
No.
It's actually good at taking out air targets, because its attack will still hit air things, and the air things will just go over it.
Yeah.
I'm torn between Rattler and Cockroach.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking, too.
Honestly, I'm thinking Rattler. I can see more times when dropping 6 bones to do a 3 attack is going to be useful.
It's just going to be a bit more useful. Yeah.
Keep your blood flowing. Ah, the black goat gives you 3 blood when you sacrifice it. But it in and of itself requires 1 blood to
actually put out, yeah.
A boulder, which is just a 5 health rock you can put in a slot to buy some time, or another pair of pliers. Given how starved we've been for summons, I want to say the black goat's the way to go here.
Yeah. Yeah, because that will let us get out basically anything.
Or multiple things. We don't have to spend it on one thing. We can spend the 3 blood that we get from it, like, mana, to do 2 and a 1. Or something like that. And I think for our third one, Boulder?
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking that too.
Alright, first fight with the new cards. Well, after the tutorial.
Yeah.
So we've got a Grand Fur in the way, and a Wolf Cub is going to show up next turn. But
we
can
have a
stall
stall?
him. And we can stall him out with the Stink Bug. As when he gets summoned into the same lane as the Stink Bug, he's going to lose 1 power, which means 0 power. And then our Stink Bug can just kill him.
Or we can just play the Stoat in his lane next turn. Because the Stoat will just kill him. The Stink Bug takes 2 bones?
Oh, yeah, he
We
takes
also
bones.
have-
Yeah, that's the thing. We don't have bones right now. Gotta start thinking of bones.
So probably just play the squirrel behind the tree and summon the Stoat later. Or summon the Stoat now. It actually doesn't matter because it will prevent the damage.
Yeah, I was gonna say, prevent the damage. That thing's not gonna kill it, and the Stoat will kill it next turn. I like this.
Yeah.
Squirrel. Stoat. Alright, and we got a bone token to work with. Do your thing, Stoat. Uh-oh. Let's go take a look at that thing that just showed up. This is an alpha. And that's the alpha's power. Creatures adjacent to this card bearing the sigil gain 1 power.
Ah, a buff.
Yes, a rare buff. We are short on a lot of stuff right now. I think we're safe to draw from the regular deck and try and get an actual thing, and then next turn we'll start working on sacrifice stuff.
It's that or we throw a squirrel in front of the alpha and we'll have 2 bones for the Stink Bug.
That is true. A squirrel this turn, and then another squirrel this turn. Put the Stink Bug in the lane with the alpha, and that neutralizes the alpha. Back in the game. Oh, and yes, the Grand Fur now attacks us because it has 1 attack from the alpha. I forgot about that particular interaction.
Well, grab a squirrel.
Yep.
And we can drop a wolf in that lane, so...
Squirrel. Do a couple sacrifices.
Skink.
Yeah. Got the skink.
Yep.
But that's lethal.
Yep.
That's lethal and some extra. We can stand up and take another look around. No tyrant. You may stand whenever the map is unrolled. Allows me time to plan your next encounter. But do keep your hands off my possessions. We're not going to listen to that.
No.
Various figures. Well, that just looks like a skeleton hand.
Uh, Currently we got the combination to the vault as far as puzzles are concerned, and the brief puzzle, or the couple of puzzles that were in the vault.
Yeah. I've only done like a cursory playthrough of the demo here once, so I'm sure there's puzzles I have not found the solution to as of yet. I found the skeleton hand over here. Oh yeah, I know about the save file editing. We're probably not going to get into that right now.
Is the editing intentional or just something you can do?
Intentional.
Oh, okay.
It is intentional save file editing to access certain things, as expected of the guy who made Pony Island. You're going to hear me say that a lot about this game.
Need a specific card.
Yeah. Can't get the hammer, can't get whatever the wizard staff here is.
So we would basically have to place specific cards in the picture frame. That makes sense, actually. It's the most obvious puzzle left.
Interesting. That being said, we don't have the sparrow, and or the sparrow in this run. Yeah, we don't have the sparrow in this run, so in order to do that, we would have to
Get a sparrow.
get a sparrow. That is good to know, solar powered. Like, I'm still finding out things about this game, like, even after this second playthrough and all the searching I did beforehand. That's very interesting, I should say, they've packed a lot of stuff into just the demo, so I'm excited as hell to see what the actual game has. Oh. There's the Krampus card.
Ah.
I think we're just going to pick up the Krampus card. I thought it was in the deck to begin with. I was mistaken. I do not claim to be expert on the game. So if I get things wrong, I apologize. That being said, we are definitely going to pick up a 2/6 with 1 thorns on it. Yeah, I could see how the death card thing would allow you to make just some horrendously powerful cards like that. No cost, 5 damage, flying. We're full up on items, so that's worthless if we go that way.
We might as well.
That's a totem fight, too, so let's just go the other way. We could do Krampus.
We could do Krampus. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea, actually.
Krampus, possum. My thoughts were either Krampus or Stinkbug, because Stinkbug can zero out a few different cards. And if he's a 2/2, that allows him to better get rid of things. I think we're going to go with Krampus. Right, next fight. Sparrow and Coyote.
Well, we can't do anything about a sparrow, but that does mean it's a safe lane to play in.
There was a spider there.
Ah.
Actually, I think our play here, just to get something out that can stop the coyote, is probably to play the squirrel, use the black goat, or sacrifice it for the black goat, and then use the black goat. Although we'd be wasting 1 blood for the black goat.
Let's see.
Or we can just drop the boulder in front of the coyote. Spider.
Yep. Spider is basically dressing.
I think we're just gonna put the boulder here.
Yep. Throw a squirrel, or well, you don't have to throw a squirrel down even. Doesn't matter.
Two squirrels down. Summon.
Krampus in front of that thing, and then a stink bug on in front of the alpha.
Thank you, stink bug. Okay.
You can use the wolf to take out the coyote next turn after the coyote kills the boulder. Or to just do more damage to his face.
It's important to note that Stoat isn't like the end-all be-all. Stoat can be wrong about things.
Yeah.
Where are we at now? Neutral? Yeah, that's gonna give us lethal.
That's a bear trap.
That is a bear trap. So we have 4 extra teeth to work with.
And we can buy pelts, which do something.
Yeah. There's a guy who trades for furs.
Ah.
So basically we're turning our extra damage into pelts, and then pelts into something else.
Probably the 2 of those, yeah.
So it's important to note that these take up our actual deck space.
Ah. So what you're saying is the wolf pelt would have been a better idea. Ah, okay, they can be used as sacrifices, so they are basically better basically squirrels.
No, they can't be used for sacrifices. They don't have life in them.
Ah.
But what he's saying is that when the death card thing comes up, like when we lose a game or we're making a new death card, those can come up as the choice, and those are zero cost.
And they're zeros. Got it. Ooh.
I think we're going with the altar.
Yeah.
Oh man, if we'd had the cockroach, and we put the Ant Queen's ability on the cockroach... Wait, no, that overrides. Yeah. Skink is the right play for that.
Rattler does seem like a good one for that, actually.
Yeah, but we've never gotten enough bones to get the Rattler out.
No, we haven't had a long game. Wouldn't work on Rattler?
It would work on Rattler. Rattler's just 6 bones. That's a lot of bones. Oh, it still takes the damage. Okay, there's our fundamental misunderstanding.
Okay.
Okay, so it takes the damage, so it wouldn't be good on the Rattler. Alright.
It has a decent amount of toughness then.
I'm gonna take a chance on something here. Based on some input from the chat.
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't override. That changes a lot of things in my mind. Got it. Okay.
Now a totem fight.
Yep. Totem fight. Oh, that's not bad. Oh, I actually got the Ant Queen. Let's see. So yeah, this totem, not bad. It gives all of the canines mighty leap. Which, whatever. We don't have a lot of flying things anyway, if anything.
Yep.
So I think for this one, we're going to do Squirrel into Black Goat, which gives us 3 blood to work with, so we can summon Ant Queen and Stoat at the same time.
Apparently we can't summon more than one thing with the go.
Oh. Thank you, Stoat. Ah, okay. Again,
Yeah,
fundamentally misunderstanding
how that works because it's the only thing that works that way.
Yeah, my mind was thinking Dark Ritual from Magic. You just get 3 black mana to work with. Oh well.
Oh, we have 2 bones. Just another... Yeah, because we can throw Krampus in front of the wolf.
Yeah.
Draw a card and try and find something. Because we have a wolf cub over there. Aha, rabbit pelt. Don't have anything to sacrifice.
We have lethal anyway. We win.
Yeah.
Oh. There's a new thing here. Mysterious woman. There's the trader that the old trapper mentioned. Oh, interesting. So this moves and upgrades. This turns into an elk. Bats are 4 bones. Mantis attacks things to the left and right of the space across from it. The cat again.
Yeah.
Cat is solid, just as an ability to get more things out. Could get the cat. Oh, the Warren's the only way to get rabbit cards.
That makes sense.
I think just because of the hole we've been in regarding, blood sacrifice, I think I'm gonna go with the cat. Oh, we get 3. Yep. All right. Yeah. Okay. No. Cat and the one.
The fawn would be. I'd probably also grab the fawn.
Yeah, because that can turn into something bigger. Okay. I just wanted to check my items. There we go. Okay, we do have the ability to just look slightly to the left. Or to the right.
Yep. We have pliers.
Yeah, we have pliers. Let's actually go get some more items. That is a very useful item. I'm just gonna take that. That just breaks to give you 4 bone tokens. And a squirrel. I don't have a lot that does bone tokens. We're gonna go with squirrel. Alright, and then Prospector. Huh, interesting. That's a card I didn't get before. Partially because I haven't done the second Prospector fight. I have beaten the Prospector. Went back and redid it and like actually beat the Prospector fight, but same thing as before. He always does Pack Mule Coyote in this fight, to start with.
Yeah. So what does the smoke do? 4 bones instead of...
4 bones.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, so it's basically a quick way to get bones out.
So a good thing to throw in front of, like, the coyote.
Yes. So let's go ahead and do that. Summon squirrel. We'll put the stoat in front of the pack mule. So many bones.
I'll just draw from the deck, because, yeah, the warrant isn't going to do us any good at the moment.
Hi, buddy.
That's better.
Now we could probably do possum into
The warrant is basically a quick way to gain 2 sacrifices.
Yeah, but it costs
And a lot
1
more
sacrifice
bones.
in turn.
Yeah, that's a lot of bones.
Yes.
Ah, we can't sacrifice smoke. Although we had anything to sacrifice it to, really.
Yeah,
Our big problem is, yeah, the warrant can be used to block. Our big problem at the moment more is about, not actually having anything that we need to play with the sacrifice. We just need to draw from the deck, basically.
Oh, hi, Adder.
Yeah, because the squirrel's not going to do us much good right now. We can throw the possum in front of 3rd space. Oh, there's a wolf.
Yeah. What we can actually do is we can throw down the possum and sacrifice. Oh, no, never mind. Because we got that adder coming up on that particular avenue.
Which is great for the stink bug, so...
Yes, because he has to deal damage to another creature. So, the stink bug just locks down the adder.
Our current problem is, ironically, that boulder is in our way.
Well, it's going to be gone pretty soon, because the wolf cub's going to attack, and the next turn, the wolf will destroy it.
Yeah, so I think we can just ring the bell and... like the possum down there or something. There's probably more carp.
Yeah, because we can do possum down there. And then sacrifice stink bug and possum to kill pack mule this turn. Yeah. Possum down here.
Stink bug is not going to die.
Or we can sacrifice stoat.
We can sacrifice Stoat. Because Stoat is going to die anyways, I think? Or what is that up there?
That is a wolf. It's going to die anyway.
Yeah.
Now, when we kill the pack mule, we are given a whole bunch of cards. which is the reason you want to kill the pack mule. If it gets down to your area, it can't be killed. Okay. Two cats.
That. Alright, so we have 2 wolves to deal with.
Yes, we have 2 wolves to deal with. So, I think what we're going to do is we are going to break our emergency scroll. Oh, we have to,
wait.
We're still on card draw. There we go.
We're still on card draw. B, you can play the Warren. So you can play a squirrel into a Warren and then sacrifice both of them, I think.
That gives us a rabbit.
Yeah, then throw the rabbit over there.
Actually, this thing, this dotted border...
Oh, that can't be sacrificed.
I don't think it can be sacrificed. But what we are going to do is we're going to use the scissors to just stop this wolf.
Oh, that works. That works pretty well.
We have 4 bones. Or we have 5 bones.
5 bones.
Now, here's the problem. I am not in a good position for the second part of this fight. So we're going to let this roll. Draw a regular card, because we're good on sacrifices.
We can get the Krampus down.
We are specifically going to use, because we're at 4 right now. Next hit with the wolf or the snake bug will kill. So we're going to leave the wolf alive. Put down the rabbit.
Yeah.
We're going to summon the Krampus by doing that. I put it in the wrong spot. That's fine.
You put a rattler. Wait. Yeah, you have. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you could. So, yeah, you could put a rattler next to the wolf.
Well, here's the thing. We don't want to fill that slot yet, and I will show you why right now. So that candle goes out. And then any card that's on your side of the field gets turned into a gold nugget. But then the turn resets. So, put down the rattler to deal with the wolf.
And gold nuggets can't be sacrificed because it's off the border. We can still play the bat.
Yeah,
because we might as well just hit him in the face. Yeah.
Okay.
I think we need a sacrifice currently to play anything in our hand.
And we've got 2 sacrifices on the field currently that we can use to negate the Bloodhound.
That's true.
So I think we're good with angry.
Yeah, well, that'd be a 1/3. Actually, we can just hit attack and he dies.
Yes, we can just hit attack and he dies.
So we can stop overthinking this.
Yes. Okay, so, for the record, once we do this, the game is going to end.
Yeah.
Not just this game, but, like, the actual game is going to end most unceremoniously. So let me do a little thing here real quick. I don't have my temporary splash screen set up. Oh well. Okay. So yeah, we get the thing here. Just gonna end the match.
Yep.
And the memory card's full.
Yep.
Hey there, card gamers.
And stuff is being played. October 19th.
Yep.
I don't guarantee that any of the broken crap in the demo is actually going to be in the full game. It is a demo after all.
Wow, great video.
Oh yeah. If you've played any of this guy's previous games, the entire game is just going to be a trip the whole way through. Oh, save data will transfer. All right then. I might still just start a fresh game, to be honest, but I'm one of those weirdos like that who just like starts with a fresh experience, even after the demo gives you transfer. But anyway, yeah, that's been the Inscription demo. Today's going to be a short stream from us, just because we're kind of in hiatus until our next big project.
Yeah.
Join us tomorrow for what will be the conclusion of 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. Join us on Tuesday. We'll be starting up whatever new project our Tuesday game is going to be. Join us on Thursday for the continuation of Fey Tactics. And join us on Saturday for another game of some kind. We're kind of in limbo right now because a lot of our projects have ended, but we'll be having some interesting stuff down the pipeline, I'm sure. Anyway, until then, I've been the Krampus.
And I'm Vincent.
Alright, and for the first time in a while, we've had actual people watching our streams, so thank you all for watching, and hope to see you again sometime.
Yep. See you later.